Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
This is a silver quarter range. Hey, it's silver! Yeah! That might be a half.
That might be a half. That might be a walker. Neat, man. Ooh. There's still gold gilt on the back.
I have goosebumps.
We dream about stuff like this.
Finding treasure. It's finding buried treasure in history.
Back to people that
Exactly. That were here.
We are Detectorists with a passion for history.
There's nothing like the thrill of trekking across old New England fields
Cellar holes.
Barnyards.
and old homes,
Hitting a target.
digging a plug, and recovering a relic that reunites us with our past.
We unearth the mysteries that our ancestors left behind. We are All Metal Militia.
Defending history.
And this is River Valley relic hunting.
My name's Kendall Edkins. Some folks call me Kendig. I've been metal detecting for about 5 years.
Hi, I'm Jim Sharois. I've been detecting for around 8-9 years. Sometimes they call me Iron Jim.
My name's Ed Merrill. I've been detecting for approximately 8 to 9 years. I like metal detecting because it's the closest thing to time travel. I just got a permission for a farmhouse and farmland dating back to the mid-1700s. And I can't wait to get in touch with Jim and Kendall to let them know that we have permission for this entire property to go up and search for some history. Hey guys.
Hey Ed, what's up?
So Ed had this little surprise for us. I came on down to base camp and found out about this place, the Boyd Farm.
Yeah, just looking at some old maps.
Brought this along.
What you got there?
Guilford Mineral Springs spring water bottle.
Oh, do you think it's a little early to be hitting the bottle?
No, I just thought it'd be appropriate.
Well, it is a Guilford bottle, right?
Absolutely.
We actually are going to be heading to a permission today up in Guilford. A friend of mine told me about their farm.
So it's really exciting about this new permission that Ed secured for us. An old farm, Guilford, Vermont.
They have some hay fields, they have some lawn. It's an old 1700s house. And I'm not sure exactly what the date is, but she said that they were out plowing the field behind where we will be going today, and they pulled up an old bayonet at one point. So there's potential there.
I'm pretty excited about it. It looks like a lot of land. It's got a lot of history, and I'm thinking we're gonna dig some relics today.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. I mean, Guilford was founded in like the 1760s, I think. So it's an old spot. I think it was like the most populated town in Vermont from the 1790s to the early 1800s. So sounds like there's a lot of history out that way.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the other cool thing is, if you look, I'm gonna bring up, so this is the aerial shot we got right there. And their house is right in the center here. And they still have an operational barn, or a farm I should say. They've got some head of cattle, they've got a few horses.
Generations of families supposedly lived there. I can't wait to get my detector out there and see what I can find.
Jim, you're right. We are looking at some rain maybe later today. So let's keep our eyes on that.
Yeah.
I do not want to get caught out in that field in a thunderstorm, man.
No.
I think the key will be to hear their story, let them tell us, kind of where things took place, and maybe hit the fields, work our way inward towards the house.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, always let the homeowner tell you where to go because they probably know better than we do.
So what I guess I'm hoping to find, and I know we find a lot of it pretty much every area we go to in Vermont, buttons, perhaps some coins, maybe some family heirlooms. So I would like to be able to gather up some relics that we find along the way and hopefully by the end of the day, present them with a good old hefty haul and show them everything we found, maybe date some stuff back to their family.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know how it is. Find a lot of stuff. If they want to keep it, I'm happy to give them whatever I find.
Sounds good.
Sounds like a plan.
So they know we're on our way up. We just have to get our stuff together and tally ho.
Get her dog.
Get a dog.
So we arrive at the farm, and I had already contacted Lynn, let her know what time we were going to be there, and I was very excited for Jim and Kendall.
We got a chance to meet Lynn. She told us a little bit about the history of the farm, which was really interesting, and was able to just sort of show us that there were things to be found.
I'm Lynn, and I live with Paul here at Boyd Farm.
I'm Paul Boyd.
He's the owner.
I've been here all my life, 52 years.
I know Ed as a friend and invited him here to do the metal detecting because we're very interested in the history of the place as well, and you know what they could find. It's so exciting.
What year does this?
The house and the barn both date back to the 1700s. It's a post and beam built house inside. It's kind of interesting in the attic when you go upstairs and look. It's very old, filled with lots of old stuff.
And this house, this has been in the family for
as many generations as I know back. Yeah.
You guys are mostly hay fields and
Hay
pastures.
fields, yeah. We usually hay all the fields in the home farm. We make maple syrup in the sugar barn down there. We don't milk in the barn anymore at all. We raise pigs and cows, and we butcher for meat.
Wow, you guys are doing a lot.
Lots. Plus we have a farm store, and we do eggs, and we have a lot of stuff.
outside of the family history. Do you know of any military travels, any campsites?
All of his relatives. Oh, you mean on the property?
On the property, or
I don't know of any sites, but I know that his father and grandfather were both in the military. There's a huge military history, so they could have brought stuff back with them.
According to Lynn, Paul's family has had a pretty extensive military background. A lot of the members of his family have signed up to serve their country. I think going back, even to the Civil War or even maybe the Revolutionary War. So being this is such an old property with some pretty serious military connections, I'm hoping that we can unearth some military relics while we're here. Where might you suggest would be a good place for us to
I'd go to any of the fields and poke around. That's what I would do, because all these fields have just been mowed. So, yeah, and they've all just been mowed. They're good to be walked in. And up in the back of this field right here behind the house, behind the tree line, there's another whole set of field, and that's all of our property goes all up in there, too.
We appreciate the fact that you're allowing us to come up.
No, I think everybody has to be good stewards of the land, and they have to share it, and everybody has to love it for their own particular reason, or we're not going to be able to hold on to big tracts of land anymore.
I'm really hoping that we find some relics from the past from family.
It would be interesting
to put the story together, to show you some of the stuff that they lost along the way while they were out working these fields.
Exactly.
We got our work cut out for us.
Oh yeah, we do.
Indeed.
Yes, you guys got to get detecting and find some cool stuff.
With that being said,
So Lynn gave us some good ideas of places to go search, places that she thinks we might find some stuff. So the plan now is our usual plan. That's that Ed, Jim, and I kind of fan out and work our way around some of these fields and hope to come across a hot spot. Something.
oh yeah, all day. Memorial penny.
You already got a tone.
You wanna do it? Jim calls it a memorial penny right there. What say you, Ed?
I'm gonna go with Jim and say a memorial penny 4 inches down. I kind of want it to be a penny because usually when it's old, we get jinxed right off the bat. The ground is really dry.
Dry ground is definitely a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because your shoes don't get soaked, but dry ground is not as conductive as wet ground is. And so you tend to have kind of a harder time digging those deep targets. Also, dry ground is pretty hard. You really have to kick your shovel in there to dig those holes. Deeper in the hole than that. More than 4 inches,
Maybe it's not. Oh no!
Pepsi cap. Woohoo, it's an old Pepsi cap
We were
though.
wrong.
Old one though. Wow,
Yeah,
that's an
all
old
right.
one.
Well, what I was just telling Jim is, I mean, usually when we come into these old fields, yeah, there's probably a lot of stuff buried through here, but over time, I mean, a lot of that stuff will settle, you know, 5, 6, 7 or more inches underground. So we're finding a lot of modern trash on the top, which is completely drowning out anything that might be lower.
I think you're right, Ed. We ought to go across the street, maybe see if we can find a quieter field.
You can see they're letting fireworks off here and shooting.
So they probably had people out here, they probably drinking sodas and I mean, that's why shooting bullets. I mean, we have, how many bullets did we find going up through there? So bullets and beer caps.
It's the American dream.
We find a ton of them.
Maybe one day there'll be folks out there hunting for things that tell them about us, and what they're gonna find is bullets and beer caps.
We get into an older spot though. I mean, you've seen it before.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm up for it, man.
So
I'm okay with a short walk to something that can perhaps be more fruitful.
So we might as well bounce around and find that pocket of something. Once we get into that pocket of relics, game on.
Well, that sounds like a pretty good one. It could just be a little teeny scrap. What is it? Well, I got the spoon part, and maybe there's something else in there. Oh, hey. We have almost a complete spoon out of this hole. That's definitely an old one. It's silver plated. So of all the eating utensils that we find, spoons are the number one. Sometimes we find a fork or a knife, but 10 times to 1, it's gonna be a spoon. Spoons have been around since about 10,000 BC, and so I guess there's a lot of them out there to find. Maybe we finally got into the right spot.
Hey, I got something. I get a nice solid mid-tone on my metal detector. Start digging the plug. Right over here, this just popped out.
Oh my goodness.
By the heft of that button, the thickness and the shape of it, I believe it to be a coat button. Around the period that we were dating it back, early to mid 1800s. You guys want to head over to the backyard?
Yeah, I'd like to go over check the backyard. Seems like a good idea. What do you say, Jim?
Yeah, I think the closer to the house. I mean, back in the beginning days of these farms, the fields were small. So when I walk into a field, I immediately look at the borders, the distance across and widths. Back in the old days or the colonial days, you tended to be closer to home for safety reasons.
Yeah, I say we go over there and just go slow through the yard. There's probably going to be a lot of trash, but we might, I mean, it's going to be right next to the house. 17, what did she
That's
say,
my
17?
specialty is around the house.
Yeah.
So.
That's why we call him Iron Jim. Let's go.
Iron Jim. Get him in the iron.
We moved over to the backyard. The fields weren't producing as much as we'd hoped. I ran over to the car for a minute, and when I came back, I figured I'd make things a bit more interesting. So I proposed a little bet to Ed and Jim. First person to find a silver coin, it's got to be older than a mercury dime. So mercury dime or older, silver. The other two guys buy lunch.
It's got to be older than a mercury dime, but it can be a mercury dime?
Mercury dime.
Or older.
Or older.
So it can't be a rosy.
Can't be a rosy.
That adds a lot of excitement, especially if you're drained from hunting all day.
We do stuff like that a lot. It just adds a little competition. You know, sometimes it's for $1, sometimes it's for lunch, or somebody's got to buy sodas on the way home or something. But it just makes it fun. First guy who finds one, the other two guys pay for lunch.
What if it's a quarter or like a $50?
Yeah, it could be anything. It's got to be
Two lunches.
pre-1944.
Then it's 2 lunches. Today and tomorrow.
No. You won't get that out of me.
You hear that? That's a yes. I heard a yes. I heard a yes.
That's
All
the
right.
deal.
Game
First guy who finds silver, pre-1944 silver, the other two guys buy him lunch.
And if I win, I get to pick where.
Okay. Fair enough, Jim.
All right.
Just not verdicts. My advantage to winning this bet is my machine. The Deus just sniffs out silver, running in hot mode. I think I can find the silver, that little teeny squeaky high tone of a deep silver dime. That's all me.
This is probably just a modern quarter. Coin. It's a memorial.
Yep.
Well, Iron Jim leaves all those targets behind.
I know Jim's like on a coin shooting, like I'm just looking for silver coins. He's just leaving everything else.
Modern dime. Not good enough for lunch.
You want to swing this one and tell me what you think?
Already been through there.
Well, if you've been through here, you missed this. I think this is a silver quarter range.
So we're all out hunting and Ed gets a monster hit.
Jim and I, of course, run over.
We all check the tone. We all confirm that is a great hit, and silver was definitely a possibility in that hole.
Just, it seemed way too good to be true.
Is that your barber?
Dude, if that's
your barber and your lunch?
If that's a barber, I might do a backflip for everybody. Never found a barber quarter, ever. Lunch is on you guys. I don't know.
It's gonna be 1963.
Hey! It's silver! Yeah! Yeah!
Oh yeah.
Look at this. I'm clearing away the dirt, and as I'm looking, Kendall and Jim are looking over my shoulder as well. I clear it back, and then I just see the rim of it sticking out. That's silver all day. That might be a half,
That might be a half. That might be a walker.
I was thinking, here it is, I've lost the bet. I'm gonna have to buy Ed lunch later.
Oh, it's bigger than a half. That's $1.
What? Silver dollar. What?
Wait a minute. Whoa. Start brushing away, and as I pull it out, I can tell it's a lot lighter than a silver coin would be. Nope. It's not what we thought it was.
What is it?
Play money?
I'm embarrassed to tell you.
And as Ed cleans it, we discover that it is not a silver dollar or silver at all. It's in fact a Vermont State Lottery scratch ticket scratcher that says "Good Clean Fun" on it. So that was definitely a highlight of our day. Not for Ed's though.
All right, guys, I'll try to wrap this up.
Megabucks. Tri-State Megabucks Plus. Hey, I'll buy a ticket tonight.
Good clean fun.
I can't believe I missed that signal, though. I'm mad.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
It's a heartbreaker. What kind of sandwich is that?
Jim's been carrying that sandwich around in his pouch.
What kind
for
of sandwich is that?
Since the morning.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly? How many do you have?
One.
Oh, it's good, doesn't it? Peanut butter and jelly.
I've been eyeing that tinfoil wrapped up in his pouch all day.
So I'm working the backyard, coming around the backside. It looked like they had a clothesline. There was a little divot in the ground. I was digging around there, and next thing I know, I hear Kendall saying that he thinks he has something really good.
So this is ringing up really nice. Like a silver kind of tone. Ooh, look at that. Right there. Look at that, Jim. Whoo!
That's silver.
It says Robert E. Welch, USN, U.S. Navy, and it's got a number on it, which I imagine is his ID number. I think this is going to be something that the homeowner is going to want back.
I knew it was a really nice relic. I knew it was a really significant relic, and I knew that Kendall was onto something.
Oh man, that's awesome. I mean,
there's the relic of the day so far.
Yes, that's it.
so this is, if this is World War II, then technically it's pre-1944.
Yeah, music point.
I know, I'm just kidding.
So I got a chance to dig that plug. I saw that shiny glint in the hole and I knew it was silver. It didn't win me the bet, but it was just a fantastic find and way better than the silver coin.
Those are the kinds of things that are awesome to find, even though you got to give them up back to the homeowner. I'm so excited to reunite them with something that probably means something to their family.
We should talk to her and show her what we found.
I definitely want to give her that bracelet for sure. I could totally use like a nice slice of pizza or like a sub right now.
We're gonna share this bracelet with Lynn and Paul. I really hope that it's a family member or somebody who's connected to the farm. Finding a personal item always is really great, but ultimately when you can return that personal item, there's nothing that's better than that.
We sat down with the relics. We let her know that it was quite a slow day, relic-wise, but we had a significant find that Kendall had pulled out of the ground from their backyard.
Yeah, so I wonder, do you guys know who Robert E. Welch is? Is that somebody you guys know? Because I found something really cool, which is like a U.S. Navy silver bracelet. It's got his name on
that's
it.
neat.
We were really hoping that it was somebody that you guys would know who it was.
No.
Yeah,
You'd
no,
have to look it up. Wow.
So you got some old pictures, huh?
The grandmother, I believe, had kept very good notes on each picture. And it was like the last picture in the box that Lynn pulled out. And guess who it was?
Wow.
Maybe we'll do that first, Lynn. Maybe we'll check
What
that
was the
field
name?
out first, way up in that corner. to
Bobby
see.
Welch, right here. I found him. And Elaine Sweeney.
No, you didn't.
And Norman Armstrong, 1941. I found him. He's right here.
Did you really?
Yeah, Bobby Welch, Robert Welch, Bobby Welch. He's right there in the picture. That connects
there
him
you
to the
go.
picture right there.
Right here.
you put those two together?
Yep.
Yeah.
That
There he
connects
is,
him
right there.
there.
That's him right there.
That was funny. That was the one picture on the top of that box. I picked it up and there he was.
That was a first for me. To be able to get that back to them and tie it with the picture, it's just really cool. It was a really great experience, and I'm really glad to be a part of it.
That's great to connect it with an actual face. That's
I
so
would
cool.
keep that with that.
I
That
almost
is
put those pictures back in the
amazing.
box and I said, let me see that last one. And I picked it up because I saw the military.
Just talking about it right now just gives me chilly bumps. You know, to bring something out of the ground, to match a name, match a picture of the person that actually lost it. Not often are you able to do that. Very rare. That's the feeling you get, is somebody not here no more that you made a connection with.
I know.
I have goosebumps.
Finding treasure.
Goosebumps.
It's finding buried treasure in history.
Back to people that.
Exactly.
That we're here. The other young man in the photo's name is Norman Armstrong. He's Paul's great uncle, I believe.
So this is before, and then he had a whole history in the military.
And this is probably what he
and
got
that
when he
was
retired.
the end, and
yeah.
that's when he ended. So you have to be. Oh,
That's so cool to have the whole timeline of the history of him in the military.
So he's out back playing horseshoes or something.
Probably.
And bracelet
That's-
came flying off and didn't
Do
even
you
know
wanna
it.
ta- wanna
Yep,
take a
probably.
picture?
Didn't even know it. And it's been there all those years since you guys found it.
So the last couple of days here at the Boyd Farm has been a memorable one.
I learned a lot more about the area. I learned a lot more about the family.
I didn't find a lot of relics, and neither really did Jim or Kendall.
I was feeling pretty discouraged. We hadn't found much, just a few little trinkets and relics throughout the day.
But that one bracelet that Kendall was able to save made it all worth it.
I mean, the whole day was made uncovering that bracelet. It was just absolutely fabulous to find something of, historical value and also personal family value.
I left with a better feeling about myself. I felt very much connected to the item that was unearthed, and getting that name to a face was a truly amazing experience.
What an awesome weekend. It was a great score for Ed to get us on this big old 1700s property. We learned a heck of a lot about Guilford and the Boyd Farm over the last 2 days. That's what it's all about. We don't always go out there and recover the most amazing finds, but we always learn something. We always connect with people, and hopefully we can always teach people a little bit about what we do and share with them a little bit of the history of their own homes.
So while we were going through all the pictures, we noticed that there were many, 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 many pictures of many different people from many different years on the porch of the Boyd Farm house. And we couldn't think of anything better but to kind of capture our moment in time with the Boyd Farm. And we wanted to create our own memories and our own photo. So we went to the porch just like everybody else in the past has done, and we took a photo.
This concludes this episode of River Valley Relics.
No.
Kurt.
One more time.
This concludes River Valley Relic Hunters.
Okay. Tell me when. This concludes. He's got me all stirred up now. I can't be natural if I got him thinking about it. Okay, you ready? Cut. Take 3.
So we got to be careful. If he's eating lunch over here, we don't want you coming over and.
He's got his own sandwich. Look, you can see the tinfoil in his pouch.
Jim never comes unprepared.
Let's get back. That board looks like it's not going to take much more.
Come on, bullseye.
Nice. Yeah. Bullseye. Oh, you gotta watch not to hit the tree.
We should take that branch down.
Oh yeah.
Your turn, Jim. Jambalaya.
one.
Bullseye! Oh, this is addicting.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it is, dude.